it is harmfully disconcerting to think about how 15 witnesses have observed the various forms of sabotage that are taking place, all so that a group of people and their network can look good and can work together to maintain their image and their profitability. Their sustainability graphs and charts all reflect their thinking, which is extremely hurtful and damaging. It is downright hazardous to the human race. It is a selfish mentality that will destroy us. And that is why I emphasize the difference. The difference between MMA or UFC and traditional martial arts. I did not make this picture you see on the screen. I got it off Facebook. And the person who posted it said that it was being used to divide us. And other people had tried to stick up for the UFC fighters, saying that some of them were black belts and traditional fighters. Yes, but that means nothing. For the same reason gladiators were not respected as having honor, true honor. They were kind of ruffians who were put to the death, told to fight to the death. It's the same reason the UFC fighter doesn't have honor. What they're doing is respectable. In a sense, it is painful. It is sports. But no, it's not the same as martial arts. And it is extremely insulting to say that it is. It is like comparing a soldier fighting for honor, for a cause that is true, to a serial rapist who kills his victims just because they both kill. And then justifying it by saying that some serial rapists used to be honorable soldiers or present themselves as honorable soldiers every day. Does that fucking matter? Am I really this much smarter than everyone else? Or are they going out of their way, including sabotaging me, to promote this blood sport? Now, I spent much of the morning this morning watching UFC fights. It is entertaining. And in a sense, it is respectable. But it is dishonorable. And it is like playing patty cake. It is like training to play patty cake compared to training to kill someone. Martial arts was done by warriors. Warriors from religious cults more often than not. Buddhism, African paganism, Egyptian mysticism, mythology, and so on were a key, an essential part of the martial arts systems in the ancient world. Pretty much inseparable. You didn't have a group of martial artists in an army that didn't have a religion. It was pretty much unheard of. So therefore, any attempt to compare a traditional martial artist who has honor, who focuses on mind, body, and soul, to someone who focuses on sports and beating people up and forcing them to submit, it's evil. Is it not? I mean, come on. For the same reason these ultra liberals are wrong, about attacking religion, is the same reason this guy who tried to justify not separating the two is wrong. Religion, morality, mind, body, and soul will always be superior to the logic of a knucklehead or a fucking geek without morality. Thank you. The opposition view simply has no logical argument, and certainly not an honorable one. For them to say, well, we don't think you're as good as you say that you are, so we're singling you out for harassment and sabotage. Do you know how many martial artists overestimate themselves? And no, I am not one of them. So then there's the matter of, well, how many views is he getting? If that's your problem, then you must feel like I'm convincing a lot of people that I'm someone that I'm not, right? Kind of like a father convincing his children or something that he's a great guy when he's not. That's fucking stupid, because I don't get that many views. The only logical reason for you to harass me, the only logical reason, is that you know that no one can beat me. Don't you see? It does not make sense any other way. Yeah, there's like fucking 5 million people in America who think that they're better martial artists than they are. But you're going to choose the one guy who actually is the best to harass? No, that couldn't possibly be your motive. The only logical reason for you to harass me and sedate me, knowing damn well I have no violent criminal history, ding, 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 is you know that I am the top martial artist in America and I'm being persecuted for my political views. You could have put an end to this quote-unquote madness a long time ago if that wasn't the case. I mean, who gives a shit if that's not the case, But we all know damn fucking well 15 hits in 1.2 to 1.4 seconds with sparring gloves on, 85, 84-inch reach. Yeah, buddy, you're dealing with the best. And the best doesn't like people who he can kill in a fraction of a second pretending he's not the best. And that is the source of a lot of my anger. But not even the majority of it, which probably comes from the fact that psychiatry is drugging and killing and raping people, and that there are huge networks of criminals, organized criminals that America ignores because they are linked to the societies that founded this nation. What a fucking disgrace. Not to mention, how should I put this? International Jewry. One can argue that it was because of my high level of proficiency that I knew what needed to be done. The things I've done in my life that has caused me to be persecuted are far more admirable than things that anyone you have met have ever done. Because it wasn't just a noble undertaking, but it was a risky one in which I knew without any doubt that I was going to be persecuted for doing. That's the difference. I knew I was going to be persecuted and harassed for years by the opposition view. I didn't know about gang stalking, but I had a general idea about how things work. And it is partially because no one else had such an effective way of addressing psychiatry. I go as far as to say that nobody who speaks against psychiatry is as believable and respectable as I am. Nobody, anywhere, period. So once you consider that, I'm a martial artist who has put thousands of dollars, $100,000 at one point. I even invested my future into this, to anyone who can beat me. And I was also the most powerfully articulate opponent of psychiatry. And of course, law enforcement, psychiatry, the prison system, big pharma, corrupt politicians, the new age guys, the Scottish Rite, MK Ultra, it's all connected. It's fucking inseparable. These people are part of a network of people that brought you these things, and these families and these networks are still around, and they're still up to their old tricks with a technological twist. So yes, in a way, America betrayed me by not being as honorable as I am. And the reason why I consider myself probably the most honorable person in America, because I have the insight to apply that honor in a way that no one else could, it has cost me. Because I was so honorable, these things are happening to me. I go as far as to say that nobody deserves your pity and your respect more than I do. However, I do not want either of them. I want you to bring down psychiatry and make America realize its mistake and prove gang stalking is real in a way that forces the nation to stop it once and for all, and not the way they claim to stop MK Ultra. Do not allow for any future events to bring back mind control and behavior modification. This is absurd. And for these things to be done on a Christian American Igbo? Okay, listen here, oppressor. How many people from your tribe were killed by Muslim extremists? And you're going to justify what you're doing to me by saying national security when you have not suffered as much as I have? When you didn't grow up hating Muslims, I did? Who the fuck do you think you are? Because you're not him. I, however, am the guy who put his money where his mouth is, who no one has beaten. I am what the fuck I say that I am. What the fuck is wrong with you people? I don't think you people get it. You can't debate me in the light because you are not right. And your belief system allows you to persecute me. Either because you are not a serious Christian enough, you're too moderate or some bitch shit like that, or you're not a Christian at all, you're a liberal attacking Christianity, you're attacking organized religion like the communists and the Illuminati went on and on about how they need to do it and how they'll stop at nothing to do it, just like Pike, okay? And the Scottish Rite on record funded MKUltra. Google it. It's mainstream history. It's been exposed. It's not a conspiracy theory, I assure you. That's a fact. It's part of the 15,000 plus documents on MKUltra. You can access them yourself with the Freedom of Information Act if you're so sure I'm wrong. Okay, your belief systems are the problem here. They didn't allow you to beat me naturally. You have to resort to drugs and you still can't do it. And they enable you to persecute me and covertly drug me and justify it to yourselves. Therefore, you are not as spiritual as I am, and you are certainly not as close to God. And you've accepted that like the unclean, Babylonian, detestable birds in the Bible. You are your lifestyle, and it is spiritually unclean, and you are unrepentant sinners. So I will pray for you. Dear Lord, please help me to continue to forgive my enemies. And I sometimes have trouble expressing myself without sounding extremely irritated. Please help me explain this in a way that they will understand, that will move them to do the right thing. Right now, I am in a position in my life where I do not know what will happen. I've endured a lot of expenses, financial and otherwise. I stand firm, not knowing what's going to happen. And the position I am in right now is the position they fear to be in, while they think they are better than I am. Please help them realize their mistake, Lord, and why you must be a very serious and devout Christian, especially in these times. Amen. Help them realize what they do, Lord. So you need not forgive them for it, because they'll have stopped. And I talk about muscle alignment, body mechanics, the center line, the fight line, like many other martial artists do. I cannot exactly word it extremely scientifically at this point, but I know for a fact that my philosophy of moving energy is true. And the key is righteous indignation, and it comes from religion. I believe that the reason why I'm so great is that my chi energy is greater because it's inspired by more potent righteous indignation, which I convert into a very powerful energy, a very powerful chi force that allows me to move faster than my enemies when coupled with my fairly athletic body. So when we talk about the careful movements of chi energy and the intricacies that the casual observer misses when they say that my philosophy is simple. No, my philosophy is not articulated completely. Your thinking and philosophy are simple, at least in the point where you came to that conclusion and felt the need to open your fucking mouth. Stop embarrassing yourselves, opposition view. I mean, just look at it from your very simple, stupid point of view. I have 175 IQ. Opening your mouth to contradict me from your own point of view is a dumb idea, much less actually hearing me out and comparing my argument to yours. Fucking fool.